Hey everyone, this is Tom from Tom Builds Stuff, and today I'm going to go over this new exciting tool from Ryobi, which I received through the Home Depot. It's a cordless 10-inch dual bevel sliding compound miter saw. It runs off of two 18-volt One+ batteries, making it a 36-volt saw that you can carry around and use without access to electricity or a generator. The specs say it'll make up to 800 cuts with a pair of Ryobi P194 batteries, and by that I'm assuming they mean simple cuts in molding like baseboards and crown molding and other trim. I guess the P194 batteries are something new coming out because I can't seem to find anything about them online. I'm currently running this with two 4 amp hour P108 batteries, which are the current high capacity batteries you can buy from Home Depot. If you've used the corded version of Ryobi's 10-inch sliding compound miter saw, you'll be very comfortable with the P3650 cordless model. Most things are pretty much the same, except the cordless version unfortunately doesn't come with the 2 table extensions. These mount in holes on the side and help support long workpieces. It's a shame as those extensions come in handy, especially for a portable saw, and I can't imagine they're saving too much money and becomes a pain to have to order them because I'm not sure if they're going to be sold in stores. You can, however, use this saw with the Ryobi portable miter saw stand. And the other major difference is that obviously there's a big plastic hunk on the side of the saw that holds the 2 batteries. That can get in the way, but we'll get to that later when we start doing some cutting and going over some of the other parts of the saw. It does come with this handy work clamp, which you can use on either side of the tool, although on the right side, the design of the fence makes it a little hard. You'll have to remove this section. I'll show how to do that later. The P3650B has the standard mechanism you'll find on most compound miter saws. Unscrew the miter lock knob and pull up on the lever to be able to adjust the miter angle. You can cut up to 47 degrees on the left and 52 degrees on the right, with detents on both sides for 0, 15, 22.5, 31.6, and 45 degrees, which are common angles for cutting trim. You can set the miter at any angle you want and lock it down by just tightening the knob. The actions of the controls are smooth and easy to use. You can check and adjust alignment as well as the position of the plastic miter angle marker. Instructions on how to do that can be found in the manual. Adjusting the bevel angle is pretty easy too. You can bevel up to 45 degrees on either side. There's a knob on the back right which you loosen to adjust the bevel and tighten down to lock it down. There's a gauge that includes obvious markings for 0, 15, 22.5, 33.9, and 45 degrees, and obviously you can bevel a miter at the same time. If you want to bevel to the right, you need to pull the locking pin that helps you set the bevel to 0 degrees. That also prevents you from beveling to the right. With the fence extension in place, you'll only be able to bevel up to about 30 degrees because the battery holder gets in the way. You can squeeze a few more degrees if you slide the fence out to the side, but to get the full 45 degrees on the right, you'll need to remove the fence completely. It's pretty easy to do. Just unscrew the knob on the back, then slide and lift it off. There's also a knob that you loosen when you want to slide the saw blade, and you'll tighten it down when you're just doing standard miter cuts. As expected, there's a pin on the left that locks the saw down in position when it's not in use or when you're transporting it. I find that it's best to keep the saw slid forward whenever I'm trying to transport it or just storing it. That way it's just taking up less space. Also included is this little dust bag, which mounts on the 1 1/4 inch dust port on the back of the saw. You could either use the bag or you could use a wet dry vac connected to the dust port. Either way, you're not really going to trap all that much dust. You will catch quite a bit, but if you're using a miter saw without a dust hood, you're just going to make a mess. And I don't think using a hood would be too practical on a portable saw like this in a lot of situations. It has a nice, bright, adjustable laser that's easy to see even under the bright lights I set up for the video. The blade takes a second to get up to the maximum speed, 4000 RPM, compared to 4800 for the corded saw, but I like that they still retain the electric brake, which stops the blade from spinning once you let go of the trigger. Alright, let's do some test cuts. We have the two 4 amp hour batteries in there. Just clamp a scrap of 2x3 in. Well, I mean, it doesn't feel like anything different than a corded saw. Do a miter cut. That, I mean, cuts really clean. There's a lot of power. It does, I don't know, it feels, there is a noticeable delay before the blade gets up to speed. I guess that's not a bad trade-off. And here I have just some scrap leftover plywood, and I don't have a table saw, so I always run into these situations where I need to trim off a little bit off of a piece of plywood for a project. So we'll undo the sliding portion, the sliding through, to let it dry, bring the blade all the way forward, and then we'll make a cut here. Really nice. Oh. Do we not go all the way back? There we go. Just a little bit on the edge. Makes a nice clean cut, square cut. The laser line is going to be on the left side of the cut, so this is going to be, if this would be the waste side, this would be the cut side. Pretty smooth, cuts nice. Alright, so this has really pretty good capacity. Every year around this time I get 1x2 furring strips that are used in the garden for various things. Stakes for tomatoes and whatnot, building trellises. And my other miter saw is really small, and it takes me a long time to do these. So now I have these come bundled from the store. So I have 12 here, and there's enough room to do it without using the sliding. So we'll see what happens, and let's cut through all these. And not quite long enough. Get it? Yep.